Welcome, welcome, ballroom dance friends. This is a follow-up to the video I shared with you yesterday about the very first experience I had at a public social dance, which resulted in a complete Titanic-style disaster for me. And I think you might get a kick out of that. There's a link in the description. And today, I'd like to share with you a little more about social dances and kind of the unwritten rules, how they work, the best way to behave, get dance partners, all that good stuff. So let's get started. So firstly, I'm not sure if there is social dance opportunities in your area. Quite curious if there is, especially if you live in another part of the country or world. But here in my area, there are many weekly and monthly social ballroom dance opportunities. Firstly, if you're in a chain studio, your studio almost guaranteed has regularly scheduled, I call them practice dances. It's closed to the studio and you go there and dance with your teachers and peers. And unlike non-chain studio dances, unlike the local nonprofit dances, so maybe USA Dance, our town has several of them, including one called Sesame Club. It's been around for like 80 years. They host a couple weekly or a couple public ballroom dances a month open to the public. In the chain studios, the teachers are required to attend and kind of dance host the students. Okay, guys, not the case in regular dances, though independent teachers who are attempting to build clientele will regularly attend these dances to court potential clientele. Okay, guys. Now, the benefit of that chain studio social experience is you have built-in dance partners. The downside is the skill is quite low, and so you're not going to see better dancing. And in my opinion, even seeing better dancing is inspirational and can help your dancing, as can dancing with people in diverse styles from diverse instructional backgrounds. When I owned a ballroom dance studio, I hosted several weekly ballroom dance parties open to the public. They were never closed to just my studio. They were only $5 on my Sunday nights, higher prices on Friday or Saturday nights, DJ'd music, and many attendees. When I very first kicked off a public ballroom dance, I had maybe 20 people show up each week, and by the end I had over 100, and that would be a small night, show up each week. So if you're thinking about starting a ballroom dance in your community, you know what? Think long term. It's going to take patience for people to key into your event and kind of get in that habit of coming, guys, okay? Now there are some aspects to social dances that I have seen not only in my own studio, but across the country. And yes, I have attended social dances across the US just to practice. And I love scoping out other people's studios and other dance communities. I've done this in Hawaii and New York, in Seattle, you name it. Anyway, here's what you can expect, okay, guys? Firstly, most of these public ballroom dance parties begin with a beginning level dance lesson, okay? That's usually included with the price of admission to the dance, okay? Now, as mentioned, these are usually DJ'd. Occasionally, there will be live music. The Sesame Club in my community, for example, had a live ballroom dance band for decades. That proved not to be very successful. And I, as well as most experienced ballroom dancers, prefer DJ'd music at a local dance, unless we're talking about really amazing quality music like you would hear in Blackpool or the UK Open. And those would be by full-on bands that you've heard even on dance CDs and you hear in regular comps today. The music's beautiful. I find local dances that have a local band, it tends to be kind of, they'll call it a waltz or a cha-cha or a tango, but it's all kind of the same tempo, same sounding thing, kind of boring, never the correct tempo. At least not ideal for ballroom dancing, okay, guys? So when you attend one of these local dances, you'll pay usually anywhere from $10 to $20. More, higher price if it's a special event like New Year's Eve. Many franchises include the dance admission, social dance admission, with their package deals. And I know the studio I used to own, the person who owns it, that location now, does include social dance admission free with the price of her kind of monthly membership fee. I don't know how much that fee is. But the membership fee includes most of the social dances and most of the group classes. So not ideal for competitor level skill, but certainly if you're a beginner, hey, take advantage of that beginning level pricing, okay? The more time you get on the floor, the better. And even if you are a competitor, as I've previously shared, ballroom dances and socials are a perfect way for you to get floor craft practice. And honestly, if you're not a good social dancer and a good lead, it's probably hurting your competitive dancing. Though competitive dancers, if they go attend social dances, are utterly the most amazing leads there if they're experienced in social dancing, because they have the technique to back it up. Anyway, so competitors, definitely attend if you can. Now, when you attend one of these dances, there is a cultural expectation that you will dance with others, okay? So don't just show up with your spouse or your practice partner, I'm only gonna dance with them. If you wanna only dance with them, don't go to the dance. It's kind of considered to be a little rude. Okay, so in that case, just pay a floor fee and practice alone, okay? Because if you turn everyone down, it's a little socially inappropriate. Okay. Now, usually, at least in my case locally, it is the men who ask the follows to dance. However, I'm a lead, I'm a female, I ask all the time people to follow, because there's usually in my area more follows than leads, and I want them to be included, and I'm a good lead. So hey, why not? I'm not there to dance with men. I'm there to dance with human beings and have a joyful night and talk to people. I can do that fortunately as lead or follow, being a pro. I realize that's not an option for all of you, and that's totally okay. Though if you can lead and follow, hey, go for it. People are there to dance. They don't care with who. And if you do care with who, don't go to a social dance, because it's a diverse community, okay, guys? Now, if someone asks you to dance, you don't have to say yes. And my suggestion, if you are a newcomer and you're just shy, is say, I'm sorry, I'm really new to ballroom dances and I'm too scared to do it today, but I'd love to watch you. They've all been beginners themselves and they will have 100% compassion for you. Don't make them make you go out there. They won't, okay? Because they don't want to make you uncomfortable. They just want to have a wonderful time, okay? Now, if you do want to ask someone to dance, the etiquette is you would go up to that person and say, hey, would you like to have this dance? Or would you like to do this cha-cha with me? Would you like to do this waltz with me? Since I'm very familiar with the ballroom dance music, I always ask someone when I go up to them and I say the name of the dance, just in case they're a beginner or they can't quite hear the beats, to maximize their comfort level. For example, I don't want them to think a cha-cha is playing and then I drag them through a waltz. So in my case, since I'm pretty confident in what that song is, I'll come up, hey, would you like to do this tango with me? And they can say yes or no. 99% of the time they say yes, but sometimes they're shy. And honestly, as you can see, I'm not a really big lead, so sometimes the ladies might be shy to dance with me, either because I'm a pro, in which case that could be the leads or follows, or because I'm just quite physically small. And honestly, guys, I do know there are some ladies that are self-conscious and they only want to dance with someone they look petite next to. And follows, I have news for you. No one cares how big you are. They're not at a social dance to ogle your figure. They're there to dance for fun. So, hey, go for it. Have fun, okay, guys? Now, if you're frightened or someone gives you the creeps, it's rare. You can just say, oh, no, thank you. I personally prefer to give a reason, but someone, I don't know, I'm sorry you're creepy, or I don't like the way you dance, that would not be appropriate to tell them. In which case, no, thank you, not tonight. And they won't bug you again, okay, guys? If you say, not this dance, that means they'll come back later and ask you to do another style, or they'll say, or you can tell them, hey, I don't know swing very well, but I do know foxtrot. Can we do a foxtrot together? They will say yes, and they will come back to you on a foxtrot and ask you to dance so you don't miss out on the fun that evening. And a friendly heads up, when you show up to that pre-dance lesson, I find about half the dance attendees show up about half an hour after the dance starts. So the room might look empty when you arrive. And that's just because people tootle in, maybe for whatever reason, they don't want to take the beginner's class. And I'm actually thankful. Usually there are experienced dancers who show up to kind of help out in that beginning level lesson. They'll rotate with everyone else and help you learn faster. I hope that was interesting info on social dances. If you live elsewhere in the country or in the world, please comment below with what the social dance scene looks like in your area. How many people come? How many options there are in town? Are they open to the public? What is the price of admission? And all that good stuff. I'm super curious. So guys, thanks for joining me today, and I will see you first thing in the morning. Bye guys.